Finally, Noah Lyles explains why he's bossy. Boasy. If you're not Jamaican, that means boastful. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, love him or hate him, Noah Lyles is one of the greatest 200-meter runners all time. Certainly, without a doubt, the current reigning 2022 World 200-meter champion. But he explained in his own way why he's boasting. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. When I first started to see this young man, I could see his talent, but the antics, I just didn't understand the antics. And then I heard him in a previous interview, and now in this interview with Asafa Powell. By the way, big up Asafa Powell and his amazing wife. Love the channel. Go support them. Awesome. I kind of started to understand what exactly he was doing. It's kind of like what Usain Bolt did, and I know you're going to be affronted, some of you, by the comparison, but it's actually kind of the same thing. But you know what? He answers a series of questions that Asafa Powell puts to him. The first one, he talks about being a top-tier athlete. So anyway, in my humble explanation, he tells us why he behaves like that. And part of it, of course, is his natural persona. But he also is explaining why he decided to be a little larger than life.
I truly believe that people don't believe that athletes are human.
Yeah, no.
They see us as what we are on TV, and that's nice, and the glitz and the glam, and it's fun, but it's only a moment. It's a very, very small moment, which is also why I think we celebrate so hard. So many people talk about, oh, you ripped the shirt and the jersey and you're unpatriotic. You know, how could you do that? You know how many people died for that flag? Yeah. It's a jersey. Yeah.
It's a jersey.
It's not even a real flag. Yeah. That's plastic. The reason that I'm celebrating so hard is I trained my whole year for this one moment.
90 seconds.
I sacrificed eating. I sacrificed watching TV, going out, having fun with your friends, sacrifice sleep. You know, I'm in bed early, waking up, putting my body. I think even with the asthma, it's set me up for knowing how life will be. Dealing with it early on, my mom would always say, this is not how your life is going to be all the time. Of course, as a kid, it's very hard to conceptualize that idea that just because you're in a bad spot now doesn't mean that you're going to be like this for the rest of your life. But since I learned that so young, I now instill it to everything in my life. I can go into a situation and have a bad race, and I know that just because this race is bad doesn't mean the next one's going to be bad. Or just because I had one, mess up in practice doesn't mean that the next practice is going to produce the same thing. Or just because I'm depressed and taking medication doesn't mean I'm going to be like this forever. I fully went in to getting on the medication for antidepressants, knowing that eventually I would come off because I caught it early enough. Because a lot of people don't understand that if you let it fester for too long, then you won't be able to come off it. How do us as track and field, one of the popular Olympic sports, get to this side? How do we reach the fans that we know are there? Because everybody does track. If you go up to anybody in the world, they're gonna tell you, I did track and field.
Everybody did track.
Middle school, high school, preschool, like whatever you want to call it. They have a track story. So there is a love there. How do we reach that? And if you can't do it by what we've been doing, all right, let's find a new way. These walk-ins, clothes, fashion brands.
Oh, the truth is I completely understand exactly what he was saying. I mean, it was very straightforward. One, he celebrates because it's true. Athletes go really hard, push themselves to the absolute limit. And really and truly, they're training an entire year for one moment, which is World Championships or the Olympic Games. It's really just, as Asafa said, 19 or 20 seconds of your entire life. So I get that. But the other thing that I've mentioned, by the way, you're watching him run at the Racers Grand Prix. I'm sure you've seen this video before, so that's why I've chosen to speak over it, where he ran the fastest 200 meter in the history of Jamaica. This happened just a few weeks ago. He ran 19.68 or 19.67 or 19.69. Can't remember now. But my point is, I got that. You know, it's a lot of work for a moment in time. So you're going to be really, really happy after sacrificing so much. But the other thing that he was also saying, which I really am now sold on, and I get, Usain Bolt did something for the sport that nobody else prior to him had actually done. He made the sport popular amongst young people and globally. Even people who are not into athletics tuned in to see Usain Bolt because of the charisma of his personality. You know, that the Usain Bolt stance that he did at the end of the races. He always smiling, always laughing, always dancing, always joking. It drew a whole group of people to the sport that normally wouldn't be there. And the truth is, if we want our athletes to earn more money, local athletes and all athletes, we need to pull more people to the sport. We need track and field to be as big as football or cricket or basketball. You know, that's what we need. And what Noah Lyles and is saying is, look, I'm not a Usain Bolt, but I can, by the way I dress, the way I behave, I can pull, I can attract people. And I realize that the antics are sometimes his persona, but he's being larger than life. You know, he's being almost a caricature of self. And I get it. Look, people, I keep saying this is a business. And we have to pull eyeballs to what we're doing. We need younger people more so than anybody else to be, because we have a decent amount of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. We need the eyeballs of teenagers and people in their 20s. We need them globally from across the world. And so what he's saying is that his antics is just a way of attracting attention. It's the same thing that Usain did, but in a very different way, because they're very different personalities. The other thing is, I wasn't even aware that he had issues with depression, and I gained another new level of respect for this young man for being honest and speaking about his previous challenge with this very, very difficult thing that some people still don't believe exists. His eloquence, respect due. So I mean, I decided to do the video because I know Boasy would attract your attention, and to many of us, and I hear many Jamaicans say, boy, and Boasy, and but I realize it's not that. They're really trying to attract an audience. And the fact is, they're doing the right thing. We need that audience, people. We need those eyeballs. We need them. We need younger people more and more interested in track and field, because we live in Jamaica, you know, where track and field is the sport. But outside of Jamaica, that is simply not the case. I can tell in the US and Canada, track and field is like, I don't think track and field is in the top 5. Not even close. In fact, most colleges don't even get the kind of track sponsorship for track and field that they would get for an American football program or a basketball program, etc. There's no kind of comparison. So I get what he's doing. He's not Boasy. He's marketing. That's all he's doing. I know this is not the kind of, this is a different kind of track and field video, but this still impacts us, all our athletes, etc. I want our athletes to make serious money. So all these young people who are skipping college and going straight for the paper, going straight for the money, I want them to make money, and we need characters like a Noah Lyles, and yes, a Sha'Carri Richardson. We need more people with that kind of charisma, like a Usain Bolt, because like I said, people, Usain Bolt pulled eyes. But of course, this is my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless up!